Trion announces their new Voxel-based game Trove. War Thunder gets a closed beta date for its upcoming tank expansion. Dungeonland goes free-to-playish. And a Planetside 2 optimization patch does wonders for players' FPS. These stories and more are on this week's episode of Free-to-Play Weekly. After a cryptic tease on the newly created Trove game Twitter account Wednesday, Trion Worlds officially revealed their newest project, Trove. The free-to-play game is described as an open-ended voxel adventure through countless realms filled with quests, chests, and enemies great and small. The game will offer procedurally generated voxel-based worlds with exploration, combat, crafting, and building. It's a clear continuation of the trend in gaming started by games like Minecraft and Cube World. Voxels and procedurally generated worlds are gaming's new buzzwords these days, and don't be surprised to see more of these games in the next few years. Whether that will be a good thing or not remains to be seen. Trion is launching Trove in alpha, which we suppose means that access will be granted to select players as soon as a reasonably stable build is available. You can sign up for the game at the Trove site. Developer Gaijin Entertainment just announced the closed beta for War Thunder's highly anticipated Ground Forces tank expansion. Unfortunately, earning a beta key entails more than just signing up on the official site. Over the next 3 weeks, players must work to secure a spot in the closed beta test through special combat challenges within War Thunder. Players will need to destroy a set number of ground targets in either arcade, history, or full real battles. Every mission completed increases the chances a player will get to participate in the closed beta test, as well as win gifts like War Thunder t-shirts and watches. The closed beta is set to start before December 4th. I'm not quite sure what the developers of Dungeonland have against sheep. Whatever the case may be, the cooperative dungeon crawler has players navigating a medieval theme park fighting zany monsters and blowing up sheep like it's their sacred duty. This Parkland pastime has been previously reserved for paying members only, but Dungeonland has recently gone free-to-playish and is welcoming everyone to try the rides. Published by Paradox Interactive, famously known for delivering titles filled with silly humor, Dungeonland offers players the chance to team up in groups of 3 in order to face off against the evil Dungeon Master's deadly maze of minions. Dungeonland is unique in that it allows a separate 4th player to control the Dungeon Master and thus control the dungeon. The DM can spawn a variety of minions and place traps in an attempt to foil the hero's plans, but the best feature of all is the ability to become a boss monster. The final stage of each dungeon features a boss battle whose very actions are controlled by the DM. Currency gained from both modes of play allows hero players to unlock new class abilities and customization options, while the DM can unlock new minions and spells. The free-to-play version of Dungeonland, available through Steam, offers free players access to all 3 hero classes, the Mage, Rogue, and Warrior, the Dungeon Master mode, and one of the 3 theme park adventure campaigns. Players can opt to purchase an all-access pass, which would grant full access to the game, including all additional stages. As good as it is, no game is perfect at launch, and that's why Path of Exile's got a number of tweaks and adjustments coming in patch 1.0.1. According to the lead designer, Chris Wilson, 1.0.1 is the first in a planned series of 7 bi-weekly patches leading up to a full expansion in March. Probably the biggest new feature is a new race mode, Descent Champions, which starts this weekend and offers players different choices in their starting items and paths. Purity skill gems also get a reworking, along with some visual effects for the Scion class and new vendor recipes. Group players will want to take note, the party life bonus for monsters in higher difficulties has been reduced from 25% to 20% per player per difficulty. Additionally, the item drop quantity and rarity for map bosses has been increased. You can find more info on these changes by checking out the official patch link below. Star Trek Online Season 8 update has just gone live and brings with it enough new content and updates to fill a galaxy. The update, entitled The Sphere, opens a new level 50 adventure zone, the Solanae Dyson Sphere. The new zone brings space captains from all playable races together in order to work together conducting scientific and military missions. Adventurous captains exploring deeper into the sphere will encounter the Voth, a new race of hyper-intelligent dinosaurs with a knack for building things with lasers attached to them. Laser dinos! Groups of up to 20 players will struggle against the Voth to hold a persistent ground zone. While comrades fight on the ground floor, space pilots can take to the sky, queuing up in groups of 5 to stop the Voth from wresting control of the sphere away from the Allied forces. In yet another cute event, players will pilot their massive starships inside of an even more massive Voth fortress ship where they must destroy it from the inside out. Of course, participating in all of these events will reward you with Dyson Sphere marks and a new reputation system with the Joint Alliance Command. This translates into newly unlocked captain abilities and special gear sets. Fleets may also complete projects in order to unlock special outpost customization items for a new fleet holding Spire outposts inside the sphere. Finally, the Federation tutorial has been completely revamped. The newly done tutorial is now fully voiced, features an improved mission flow, and starts players off at the Starfleet Academy, following them as they make their way up to the captain's chair. SOE has been promising major Planetside 2 performance updates for a long time now, and we are happy to announce the developer has finally made good on those promises. While only part 1 of their ongoing Operation Make Faster game project, SOE's first performance patch released this week marks a huge increase in playability across the board. Just how large are these increases? Let's put them into perspective, shall we? If you couldn't play above 20 FPS before, chances are you can now play at a steady 40 to 60 FPS in even the most intense firefights. Did I mention that 40 FPS is on high settings? Even players who were previously averaging 40 to 50 FPS are now seeing their FPS double. Mind you, these performance increases are coming without noticeable decreases to the game's graphical fidelity. Just how did SOE pull off this wizardry? If you've been paying attention to the Make Faster game video diaries, you may already have some idea as to what all went into making this happen. If not, check out the link below for more details regarding the improvements and full patch notes. After a long beta and delayed launch date, Wargaming is finally ready to take off with World of Warplanes. The World War II era combat flight sim is the second in Wargaming's planned 3-tier assault on combat fans, joining World of Tanks and the upcoming World of Warships. In addition, Wargaming is officially rolling out its unified premium account system for its games, linking warplanes and tanks, allowing players to share their gold between accounts. At launch, players will be able to choose from over 100 planes fulfilling a variety of roles and spanning 5 nations: the US, the USSR, Germany, Great Britain, or Japan. And finally, if you're a competitive player, you can participate in the First to the Top promotion, which will reward players with premium time for unlocking Tier 5 and up airplanes over the game's first 2 weeks. And the first player to unlock the highest level, a Tier 10 plane, will receive a whole decade of premium time. And the game of the week is Ridge Racer Driftopia. Ridge Racer Driftopia is a fast-paced arcade-style racer developed by Bugbear and published by Namco. Available through Steam, Driftopia features crisp graphics with destructive racing gameplay. Players race against each other's ghosts in an attempt to set the fastest time on each course. Each map features hairpin turns, destructible environments, shortcuts, and plenty of opportunities to get some airtime. In Driftopia, players can score extra points which fill a limited use boost meter by drifting, knocking out other cars, destroying their surroundings, catching air, and any other reckless driving behavior. Boosts can also make it easier to knock opposing cars out of the race, so using it aggressively is encouraged. If a player does successfully knock out a car, he may challenge the rival after leveling up. By challenging rivals, players are given one shot to earn those cars by successfully defeating them in a race. Once unlocked, these race vehicles gain experience after each race, eventually unlocking new performance upgrades. Finishing a race in the top 3 spots rewards players with special cards that contain one-time use perks of varying styles, ranging from extra vehicular damage, increased boost duration, bigger boost gains from drifting, increased traction, and more. If high-speed burnout-style racing really gets your blood pumping, make sure to try out Ridge Racer Driftopia. And that is going to be all on this week's episode of Free-to-Play Weekly. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment in the comment section below. And be sure to head over to MMOBomb.com for more free-to-play action. Until next time, Natsumii out.